Hi guys, welcome to the kitchen. So swiping, we're gonna swipe, you guys. We're gonna transfer swipe. So same as every night. This is just a fiberboard covered with a little bit of cheap plastic from the dollar store, and it makes a really good swiping board that I can just scrape. So here's my base paint. It's the same beige that we've worked with for the last couple of nights. It wasn't thick enough, so I did thicken it a little bit with some Ultra Deep base. I like my swiping paint to be quite thick compared to my base, and then it kind of holds its shape. So let's go. Let's do this. I have a bunch of colors mixed up, and I don't really have a plan. There's me going into it without a plan. All right, well, let's pop some bubbles first. So I've had nothing but video issues again. I don't know, my camera is just going into malfunction mode, I'm sure. Okay, this is Atelier Green Gold. I switched to greens and blues for now. For now I did. And this one is cheapy paint from the dollar store, and it's mixed with a little bit of a pearl. Oh, that was a lot of paint. Okay, more dollar store paint. This is their version of lime, nowhere near the Liquitex, but it's pretty good. And then, because this is so blah, we're gonna throw in a little bit of Atelier in the red gold. And then we're gonna swipe. We're gonna swipe in black, and then we're going to move it to a different place in a different canvas. I'm actually just going to mix some of this paint because I kind of have a lot in. All right, let's just try that. So last night I did a couple of videos, and my phone just goes into, I don't know what it is, but it just all of a sudden I've lost focus and nothing's in focus, and my dialogue's amazing and my video's terrible, and then the next video my dialogue was terrible and my video was good, and yeah, it's just been one escapade after another. So let's try this and see what happens. So if you guys have been watching any of the news, or the Canada news, the BC news, you will know that the island is in just a complete state of emergency. We've had record rainfalls overnight that happened really, really quickly, and lots of places are flooded. Yes, including me. I had some drainage issues last year, and it was a really big escapade, and I got what we thought was fixed, and I was kind of worried this morning. Oh, crap. Okay, let's just mix that in. I was kind of worried this morning when I went to work. I called my daughter and said, you know, just make sure that everything important is up off the floor, and she kind of said, oh, Mom, you're worrying too much, and well, maybe I am and maybe I'm not, but I don't want disaster to strike. And then this afternoon she calls me and says, oh, Mom, we have a problem. So yeah, all right, so we built our piece there. Now we're gonna swipe it, we're gonna put it on here. So the water in my basement this time is quite insignificant, like basically one bath towel, but I don't want any water in the basement. All right, here's our base coat, Glidden Essentials with a little bit of floetrol, about 25, 25, I guess, paint floetrol. We're going to spread it around, and we're going to keep it as thin as we can possibly keep it, so that the main weight of our paint is only going to be on our swipe. That's my plan anyway. We're going to get rid of that gooey bit in a second here. So yeah, I came home from work just in a complete panic because last time I had this flood, it was absolutely a nightmare. My basement was completely flooded, and my tenant had to leave, and yeah, it wasn't a good time, and it was lots of money to have the remediation done. And yeah, the last thing I want is more water issues. Any water issues I don't want. All right, let's get rid of that. So my plan tonight was to do a video on finishing tiles, because I get asked quite frequently how I finish my tiles, and I change them all the time. And I'm pretty thrifty. I don't really like to spend a ton of money on things like that. So tomorrow I will try to do a video on tile finishing. And you know, there's lots of different perspectives on finishing your tiles. Lots of people don't think that finishing is important. I'm not one of them. I think that the entire piece should sort of reflect your skills, and I don't really like things when they're drippy and messy, but that's just me. All right, quick spin, guys. So tomorrow we'll try to get that out. All right, hand wipe. Okay, our math question for tonight. Are you ready? 15 divided by 3. That is our math question. So this is a math flashcard, again, from the secondhand store, 99 cents a box. I've been using it to just pick up my swiping paint and transfer it. And I am still just kind of learning this technique. And so I kind of go through a million different tools until I find the one that is right for me. It's not always a conventional thing that other people would use, but I'm not always all that conventional either. So here we go. We're going to just scoop this up into our card. And then we're going to put it down. So here we go. Swipe number 1. So here's what I have sort of discovered with this technique, is a lot of it depends on how you move your hand, what kind of outcome you get. It's not just as simple as straight pouring it. So I really like these folds. I love these little folds. And so the only way I can achieve that is to kind of turn my wrist. And it is definitely a learning curve. It's going to take a bit of time, I think. All right, once again, we're going to scoop up this section here. Oh, I kind of messed that up. And let's put down another ribbon. Which way should we go? Let's come in this way. Just like that. All right. So, and then let's spin it. So I can't go crazy spinning because I don't have a lot of room, but we're going to give it a bit of a spin. See, even when I pour in blues, I have to throw in that like pretty reddy color, and now I'm kind of gone right back to my swamp colors. Absolutely unintentional. They are pretty. All right, a little bit of a tilt. And then, because it's Monday and you guys all seem to really enjoy it, we're going to modify. All right, let's just leave that there. So yeah, there's record rains today. There was road closures everywhere. There was a town up in the interior of BC named Merritt that's completely evacuated. 7,000 people without a place to be. Their homes are, it's absolutely tragic. It just, yeah, it's absolutely terrible. 7,000 people in Merritt with no place to be, no homes. They're completely underwater. And lots of the island where I live is the same way. There was road closures everywhere this morning. Girls coming into work couldn't get home from work. Some of the girls have children in daycare that they couldn't pick up, and it's awful. Okay, here we go. Bamboo skewer. And so we're just going to go in, like always, and just make some little lines. And the tidier the lines now, you know what I say, the tidier now, the tidier the outcome in the end. So take your time. It doesn't have to be done quickly. It doesn't have to be done a lot either. Sometimes it's just the smallest little marks that create some visual interest in these modified pieces. I'm not going to do curly, oh, I don't know. I was going to say I'm not going to do curly cues, but we might. I got uber clever today because I told you I can't get my curly modifying tools from the dollar store, so I made my own, and I'll share and show you in just a minute. It's the total geek in me though. It's like I could probably have come up with something else, but it works. All right, just keep making little lines. Go all the way through your piece. Contrasting lines, I think I say this every time, contrasting lines yield the best outcome. They do not need to be contrasting. They just, obviously, you will see more on contrasting lines, but not necessary at all. Okay, here we go. The geek in me. Here's what I did. The plastic kebab sticks that I like are just little party skewers, and they have a little round ball on the end. So I made my own with a bamboo kebab stick and a bead. I'm just going to shorten it though because it's a little bit long, and we're going to give this a go. I don't know if it's going to work or not going to work, but we're going to try it. So these ones, to make the curly cues that I make, you're just going to sit your bead down into your paint, and oh yeah, yay, it works. And just literally make some curly cues. I have to take my gloves off. So my base paint's not quite as thick as I would like to have it for making curly cues, and I can see where they're kind of a little bit watery. But if you just go back in 10-15 minutes when your paint starts to set, then it'll be fine. For tonight's purpose, we're gonna just make it work. So this was a big bead. This was a small bead. I made sticks in several different shapes and sizes. No, not shapes, but several different sizes. So this was a small one. I'd actually maybe like to have it a little smaller still, but we'll see. It's easy enough to do. I have boxes and boxes of beads. And then the next one that we're gonna try is a little bit bigger. Same thing, just a bead crazy glued onto a kebab stick. So you're just kind of hovering it above. I don't generally push it down to the tile. I just kind of hover it above and pull the paint up as I come up. And it just makes these cool little curly lines. That's it, and it's easy. So the modifying part of this is really the simple part. Once you have your consistencies down and you know what your paint is going to do, the rest of this is just fiddling around. Don't forget to wipe off after each swirl, or you're going to transfer your color, which we don't really want to do. Okay, I'm happy with my results of my uber nerdy tool here. I don't really know why I didn't think of it earlier. I'm like the master at problem solving. I think about things and they bug me and they bug me and bug me and bug me, and I finally think, oh yeah, aha, and the light goes on. So it was a light going on moment tonight. I thought, well, why didn't you just do something? So I'm gonna just turn you guys around. I'm not going to do too many more, but we're going to put a couple in here. I don't really want to ruin the lacing in this section, so I'm a little bit hesitant to add any more there. Hear me thinking, you guys? All right, maybe we'll just do some in this area. So hover over, pick it up, and just pull it. And like I said, if it's not holding its shape, you guys can go back in like 10-15 minutes later and just give everything another little twist. It's quite resilient. I almost think we should stop here, you guys. So the other thing about doing this with the modifying is any paints with a high did you get that? Any paints with a high quality of mica powder, they don't twist very well because the mica powder is little particles and it breaks up really, really easy. So try to make your modifications on one of your 2 paint colors. I just found that that works better. Look at these. These are cute. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to stop there. If my audio is spot on, I'll be happy with that. And if my video didn't go out of focus, I'll be stoked. It's just been disaster after disaster. So I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to love you guys and leave you. I'll post a picture on the Facebook and a link to my channel. You know what? Subscribe, guys. It costs you absolutely nothing and it helps me out. It helps me at least keep myself in paint and here to be entertaining for you. All right, my friends, pour happy, stay safe. We'll talk really, really soon. Bye, guys.